Hello there, and welcome. Well, last episode I talked a little bit about this idea of novelty of assignment. Okay, so let's just talk about some practical ones you can do. Here's one for you. Tomorrow in class, everybody's going to read one paragraph from the chapter you're assigned to read. You have to get up and read it, and once a paragraph has been taken, nobody else can take it. Sounds pretty simple, right? It is, and you can grade them on participation. If you're doing new assignments, you may need to simplify your rubric for grading, and there's nothing wrong with that. Simplifying rubrics works. A simple rubric is easy for students to follow, and so they're more able to identify what they need to do. Then, when they come in and they choose to read a paragraph, you can ask them, okay, why did you choose to read that paragraph? And if they say, because it's the shortest one I could find, they get 1 point. If they say, I really liked the first sentence, they get 2 points. And if they explain that they thought it was the best paragraph for this reason and this reason and that reason, then they get 3 points. Okay? So that's a simple way to do it. And it doesn't involve writing, and it doesn't involve you grading a lot of stuff. It's a very simple thing. But you could do other things as well. You could have them pick the top 10 or 5 sentences from a passage in the book and identify why they were great, okay, to them. If you really want to personalize it, try this one. We're going to make a movie of this book. Let's say we're reading Moby Dick. We're going to make a movie of Moby Dick, and we're going to use the students in the classroom as the cast. I want you to cast these characters in a movie of Moby Dick from this room, and I want you to tell me why you chose who you did for the parts. Now, all of these now, what if it's a math class? What if you say, Eva, that's great. Those English assignments are always unique and new and fun. Yep, you can still use the same technique for writing math assignments. Let's say you're studying 2 equations, 2 unknowns. Give your students 2 equations with 2 unknowns. And then say, I want you to write a story problem using students in the class and make the story problem solve the way these 2 equations solve. And make the story problem make sense with 2 characters in the class, 2 people in the class. Yes, one of the people can be you, and yes, one of the people can be me. Now, they're going to flip when you say that, because students typically will say, I hate story problems, or I hate word problems. And well, they should test their real knowledge of the thing. But that's a new assignment. See, the machine learning is not going to be able to do that very easily because it doesn't know the people in the room. It doesn't have social intelligence and experience of the classroom. So it's gonna try, but it's not going to do very well. And in order for it to do well, the kid is going to have to spend hours and hours teaching the AI about the class. And no kid wants to do that. Make cheating harder than doing the work. That's another way to think about it. How about this one? You're teaching chemistry. Have them identify 3 chemical objects in their lives away from the classroom. 3 straight chemicals that influence their lives. You can do this. You can come up with new assignments for them. You can come up with ways to engage them in their world and in what you're doing. And you can even have them use AI. Let's go back to our Moby Dick example. Tell them that they have to use XAI system. There are several of them out there that make images. And then say, I want you to make a movie poster for the book we're reading. I want you to put the cast list based on the classroom on the poster, and I want you to give the AI the prompts to make the artwork and make sure that at least 1 person from the class appears on the poster. See, you can do this. You can employ AI. You can motivate your students. You just have to think of, how can I make this something that they absolutely have to own themselves? not generic, specific, and their own. And if you think about it that way, almost all knowledge is developed from the same specific interest, from the same specific motivation. And if they learn how to use AI in a way that's responsible and within the realm of what's okay, then I suspect things will go better. Though I must say, I'm trepidatious about using AI as part of instruction. I really think the use of it should be reserved for adults that have been trained with the possibilities of how AI can steal information from you, information and images. We have no way of knowing if we're going to be famous. None of us really know if we're going to be famous or well known or briefly well known. But we know that our information now is going to be available to AI systems. And until our governments, and I mean the governments across the world, until they go to the trouble of trying to protect the citizenry of the world and the places of the world from AI, we're just going to be subject to a lot of data gathering that could lead to really bad results. But that's a topic for another day. I hope you have a really pleasant rest of the day, and I hope you see me again, you gorgeous people.